As I said, my name is Shawnee Morgan. I'm the Eastern NC Field Organizer for Democracy North Carolina. I know a few of you came here with us, and I love seeing Democracy NC people from all across the state. So thank you all for coming out today. Really appreciate people who've traveled. There are people here from all over the state. I know we've got a Charlotte group here. Yeah, Charlotte. And I know I personally brought some people here from Greenville, so I know there's some Greenville people here, Wilson's here, I know the Triangle, Raleigh-Durham, Chapel Hill always comes out. They're not better than us, even though they're more there. Hickory is here, always, always. So thank you all for traveling. I know some of you got up really early to do this, and really appreciate you all being a part of this movement with us, because that's really what this is. And it started a few months ago, and it's continuing even past this rally today. We're wanting to keep people involved in this movement and trying to protect voting rights here in North Carolina. So thank you for coming today. The plan for today is to hear from me. I'll gab for a little bit, and then we're going to hear from other members of the Respect Our Vote Coalition who have been with us in this movement since the beginning. Groups like the League of Women Voters, AARP, AFL-CIO, the NAACP, Southern Coalition for Social Justice. All of these organizations have been with us because, we can't do it alone. There's no way for us to fight all of the regressive bills that we're seeing here in the General Assembly. There's no way for us to fight those alone. So thank you all for being a part of this movement with us. So we'll hear people come and speak. Then there's a plan for us to go. We're going to go to Speaker Tillis's office and take the party in there. And then we're going to go to see the Senate Pro Tem Berger. We're going to go and lobby them for a while, and then have a silent protest in the Senate session. They're opening today. You all know that today's the beginning of the session, so we're going to go and let them know that we're here and we're still watching. We still are really concerned with all of these bills, so we want them to know that we are still here and we are still watching this process. As I said, I work with Democracy North Carolina, and for those of you who are familiar with our work, you know that we're all about democracy. Everything about us is in our name. We're really interested and committed to a government that represents and is reflective of the people here in North Carolina, and we're committed to that vision. We've worked with many of the organizations here to get legislation passed that allows people to register and vote on the same day. We've worked with a lot of the organizations here to get 16 and 17-year-olds pre-registered to vote. We've worked with all of you to get legislation passed that reduces the influence of special interest money on the political process. So you all know our work and know that we really are committed to a government that is truly of, for, and by the people. You'll see some of our supporters have that shirt, because that's who we are. We really want the government here in North Carolina to be of, for, and by the people of North Carolina. So you can imagine our surprise. Imagine our surprise and our disgust. Okay, we have a room reserved, so that's excellent, and we have water. Sorry about that. So yes, as I was saying, you can imagine our disappointment and our disgust when we looked at some of the legislation being proposed here in the General Assembly. Legislation that will reduce the early voting period, end same-day registration, end the public campaign fund for the judicial races. All of this is the antithesis of what democracy is. This is not what a democratic process looks like. All of these bills together, which represent voter suppression bills, that's what they really are. They will suppress the turnout of who can vote here in North Carolina. All of these bills taken together will reduce the impact that people here in North Carolina can have on their political process. And that's not what a democracy is. And so we're here today, all of us together, to demand of our legislators that they respect our vote and respect our democracy. So when you go in there to Speaker Tillis and to Berger and to any of the other legislators that you see, tell them to respect our vote and respect our democracy. What are you going to tell them?
Respect our vote and respect our democracy.
One more time.
Respect our vote and respect our democracy.
Thank you. We're also here to demand that they reconsider those redistricting plans. I know a lot of you have seen the maps that have come out so far, and I had a "are you kidding me" moment, and I'm sure other people did as well when we looked at these maps. And we have a speaker here today from the Southern Coalition who will update us on what that process is and what we can do to organize around those plans, because all of this legislation, redistricting, the photo ID bill, Senate Bill 47, which reduces the early voting period and ends same-day registration, all of this taken together will have a lasting impact here on policy and politics in North Carolina. And I'm really glad to see everyone here taking a proactive stance on that, because a lot of times we react to policies. You know, after things have been passed, we're here and we're protesting and we're angry, but we need to be a part of the planning process, and that's what this is here today. We are part of the planning and the decision-making process, telling these legislators that we don't need a photo ID bill, we don't need the early voting period to be reduced, we don't need an end to same-day registration. We like having judicial races that aren't tied to special interest money. We like that. We like having more people more involved in the political process, because that's what a democracy is.